Hey there, Dr. Jill Wener here. I am here for part 5 of the 7-day coronavirus emotional survival kit for healthcare professionals. Thank you so much for joining me in the past 4 videos. This next one today, we're going to be talking about frustration. And I'm really excited to get started with this one. It's similar to the anger that we talked about in the last one. There's a lot of frustration going on, a little bit less it's a little bit more like society acceptable to feel frustrated right now. That anger might have felt like something that wasn't something you could talk about before, but maybe people are talking a little bit more about the frustration. Please know that you're heard, you're valuable, you're appreciated by me and by everyone else in this world, even if they're not showing it. And the world could not get through this without you. So thank you for all that you do. Some of the things that people wrote in about frustration is they're frustrated that we have no good plans for what to do next, asking doctors and staff to put patients first. But we have families too. Frustration that their families will not listen to the pleas for them to take recommendations for social distancing seriously. Frustration with people for thinking this is hype or politically motivated. With the denial group and the ones that don't care about anyone except for themselves. This is what someone wrote in. Frustration at the denial group who think this is political and aren't practicing social distancing, as I mentioned. A lot of the same thoughts. Annoyance with my institution for stubbornly proceeding with elective cases, and frustration at the clear lack of guidance the lack of clear guidance from leadership, lack of disaster preparedness in our nation, and lack of necessary supplies. And also, some people wrote in and said that their colleagues don't seem to share their concerns and fears, and they kind of feel like that crazy person, and really hoping that their fear and panic are unwarranted in the end, but feeling frustrated and not heard. So with that, grab your pen and paper, take note of how strongly you're feeling frustration and annoyance inside of you, and let's get started tapping, okay? So and remember to wash your hands before you start tapping. So if you need to pause, please do that. And of course, this is not a substitute for mental health care. If you need anything more serious than this, please, please, please know that you're supported and loved, and please go seek out that care. All right, let's get started. Even though I'm frustrated that there does not seem to be any clear guidance about how to proceed in this pandemic, I love and accept myself. Even though I'm frustrated that there's just no good plans for what to do next, I accept and forgive myself exactly as I am in this moment. Even though I'm frustrated at those people out there who are denying that this is a real thing, I love and accept myself, and I trust that I am going to get through this the best way that I know how. I'm frustrated. So much frustration. I am frustrated and concerned. I'm annoyed with my institution for still doing elective cases, even though that's putting people at unnecessary risk. I'm annoyed at people who are in denial and not practicing social distancing. I'm frustrated with people who don't care about anyone other than themselves. So much frustration. I feel like I'm shouting at the top of my lungs and no one is listening. I'm frustrated and concerned that there are no good plans for what to do next. They're asking staff to put their patients first, but we have families too. I'm frustrated that my friends and family aren't listening to my pleas for them to take my recommendations seriously. I'm so frustrated. This is not politically motivated. This is not hype. This is a true crisis, and I am frustrated that no one seems to be listening. All this frustration. I'm so frustrated right now. I feel like nobody's listening. I'm frustrated with the deniers. They are putting all of us at risk. So much frustration. I feel like sometimes I want to just scream. I'm frustrated that my administration isn't canceling everything that's unnecessary right now. I'm frustrated at the overall lack of disaster preparedness right now. All right, let's take a break. We'll pause, deep breath in and out. Check in with yourself. How are you feeling? How's that frustration from 0 to 10? How strong is it? Any aha moments, memories, ideas, insights, anything else new come up, any new emotions coming up? Maybe the frustration's gone, but you're feeling some anger again. Make note not just of the anger, but what you're specifically angry about. Or maybe you're sad, or maybe you're having hopelessness, some other emotion. And if you're feeling amazing right now, if you're down to a 0, 1, or 2, that's great. You can skip ahead to tapping into positivity, but I'm going to go through a couple more rounds of tapping for the frustration. So join right in. I'm frustrated. All this frustration. I feel so frustrated. Nobody seems to be listening to reason. I'm shouting from the rooftops, and sometimes it feels like no one's listening. I'm frustrated with the denial group. It feels like those people don't care about anyone but themselves. I'm frustrated that no one's listening to my well informed recommendations about social distancing. I'm frustrated that my administration is still proceeding with with elective cases. Why would we be doing anything that is not absolutely necessary right now? It's so important that we conserve our resources. Why won't anybody listen? This is not hype. This is not politically motivated. And I'm frustrated that people aren't listening. I'm frustrated that I'm screaming and no one hears me. I'm frustrated that my family thinks they know better than me. All this frustration. I'm feeling so frustrated right now. There's no good plans for what to do next. And they're asking doctors and staff to put themselves first, but what about us and our families? How can I keep going in and putting myself at risk every day? I'm frustrated that I even have to do this. I'm frustrated that this is yet another thing in my life that I've had to miss out on and not put myself first. I'm frustrated that my colleagues don't seem to be listening. All right, let's pause, take a deep breath. How are you feeling now? Maybe some new emotions came up. Maybe your frustration is lower. Take note of what it is. If it's still a 3 or above, I suggest that you go back and tap through these same first 2 cycles again. And if not, let's go tap through some positive. If you're having any aha moments, or maybe you're feeling some new emotions, make sure to take note of that. And let's get started tapping in the positive. Let's get some relief going. Let's have some gratitude. All right. I'm feeling some frustration, but I know that the people in my life are doing what feels right to them. and they don't have access to all the information that I have. And it's possible that having some compassion for them might make me feel better as well. I feel this frustration leaving my body. I'm open to feeling grateful for the knowledge that I do have. I'm going to consider that even though people aren't listening, it is my calling and my role to keep educating people. And I'm going to be open to feeling a sense of peace that I'm doing what it is that I can do for this crisis. I'm feeling a sense of peace. I feel the frustration leaving my body. I feel lighter and less weighed down. I don't have to concern myself with what other people think. I can't control everybody. I'm going to do my best to just take everything in stride and keep doing what I can to be the best citizen and the best doctor. I'm proud of all that I'm doing. And it's possible I'm just ahead of the curve and people aren't ready to hear what I have to say yet. I hope that my degree of anxiety and panic are unwarranted in the end. I look forward to the time when I can laugh at how frustrated I was. And I feel so much better not carrying this frustration around with me. So much lighter. I can use this energy to focus on my family and on my patients. I can use this energy to come up with ideas that are going to help my system respond more appropriately to this crisis. I have what it takes, and I'm doing what it takes to make this crisis go more smoothly. I'm grateful for my bravery and for my insistence and my dedication. All right, let's stop. Take a deep breath. All right, that was a good one. How are you feeling? Hopefully you've had some calm, some release. Write down, check in with how strong your frustration is. Are you feeling any different? Any new emotions come up or aha moments or ideas? You can write those down. And the next video, we're going to talk about guilt that you might be feeling for some surprising reasons. So I'm excited to share some of that, some of the insight I've gotten from the doctors that I interviewed, and see if we can do something to help your own guilt. So thank you so much for joining me today and all the other days on this challenge. I hope you're finding it helpful. I'd love to hear from you how it's been going, how it's helped you. Please feel free to share these resources with your colleagues. And if you have any questions, please reach out. Remember to take care of yourself, both your health and your physical and your mental health. And I'm just so grateful for all the work you're doing. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.